I just don't spend enough time in it, and I need to I need to go back.
Are you recording, Wes?
Yes, we are recording.
Welcome to the O freaking T with Adrian the Butterfly Salisbury, who
easily excited,
who went all fangirl for a second when I asked about Def Leppard. You literally leaned back and did this, like you got so excited. That was good stuff. So we're back in the OT. So continue talking about the size of your decks.
I saw a lot of '80s hair bands. I never saw them, Def Leppard live. So I'm sure that you have. I would assume.
They were one that I never got around to see in their prime. But this was about 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, they're touring again. Bless them. I'm watching, feeling embarrassed for them with the age of them performing, but you wouldn't know it. And they went, we're going to keep coming as long as you're going to keep showing up.
And then
COVID hit.
Their bank accounts probably need that for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I'm watching them, and that's my attitude to them. And certainly when you see this, these bands just reformed again, and you think, oh yeah, but these guys were loving it. You could just see them looking to each other and just this beam, and I thought, yeah, you're just enjoying performing, and it really came through.
Last year I saw Foreigner here in right. So what you don't realize is that it's like a cover band. There's actually no one in the band that is in Foreigner, right?
Really?
But at the end of the show, 3 of the original members come on and play 2 songs.
Oh wow!
So they franchised it, and they're traveling with their franchise, basically. So.
Brilliant.
Interesting.
I tell you what, I found interesting being in the audience. Back in the day, there'd have been bottles being thrown and all sorts in a stadium. It was so civil. We're all standing there with our nice little plastic pint of beer, but someone's going, "Excuse me," and you go, "Oh yeah, no problem, come through." What's going on?
That's awesome. That's all. I'm glad I found that. I was doing a little dig deep, and like I said, Tim's right. There's not a lot of stuff there. You keep it pretty much about business, which
not deliberately.
I get that.
If I'm honest, I'm not a massive social media user. I think because it's work to me, I don't naturally go, oh, I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to do whereas my wife loves it, and she's kind of on it all the time and seeing what everyone's up to, and I'm not really. So it doesn't overly, so it is work that makes me go, oh, I need to post that. I need to do that. Rather than just sharing my life on there.
Well, you haven't posted on Instagram since last December. I mean, so it's been a couple, so it's been,
stories. I tend to use Instagram for stories. I'm still trying to get my head around how to use all the platforms. And I'm a big believer in just kind of, whatever is the one that works for you, stick with that and get used to that first before you go off trying to do all these others. So I enjoy Facebook. So I quite often will just put a story up, but they obviously disappear.
I have a question for you, and I think we try to keep this show pretty positive, and so I don't want to take this in a negative tone, but at the same time, when you jump on and you see people that are live, are there 2 or 3 things you're like, oh, they did that? Like, are there things like that you see that you can share that, hey, don't do this, do this instead?
Yeah, I got caught out recently, actually. Because there's so much going on the news at the minute. Everyone's at home tuning in, and all these experts and people. And I just saw one the other day, and the guy's there with his big ring light kind of reflection coming in, and the color was all bad, and it's kind of looking up at his face. And I went, oh, come on. I took a photo of it, and I put it on an Instagram story and went, this is why I hate ring lights. One of the girls in my community went, that's my brother-in-law. And she'd sent him it and said, you need Adrian's Pro Video Academy. So he hasn't joined yet.
Hold on. Here's my question. I literally have a ring light sitting here, right? Oh. And I've noticed, right? Well, no, it's not a bad thing. Look, I bought it at Walmart for like $18. But one of the things I started doing, as opposed to having it right on me where it does glare, I actually tilt it up so the light goes up. Is that so to take that from a negative to a positive, how we should handle that different?
Yeah, I think backtracking a little bit about ring lights, they've got a bit of a bad rep because, well, certainly for me, seeing a whole wave of entrepreneurs just with a phone and a ring light around it and saying that's it. You know, they're in a dark room and all I can see is this. You know, I've got these sort of alien eyes going on straight in front of them. The ring light itself is no different to an LED panel. It's just the shape it's been formed into. So yeah, if you've got it off to the side, makes no difference whether it's square or round. But it's to me, it's just having, and that's what they're, as a photographer, a ring light is a fill light that's meant to be there to knock out any shadows and things, and is a style that some people like in a in a portrait photo. So yeah, no harm with a ring light in that sense. I think pushing them off to the sides. What I've done recently actually is, my equipment used to be a couple of LED panels that would sit each side. In the last 5 or 6 months, I've been playing with soft boxes that are sitting right above me here. And the one I've got here at the minute is like a huge big white ball. It's a soft box with the sides off of it, if you like.
Head? Like Wes's head? Like Wes's head?
So I'm kind of changing all the time with lighting and things, but this just gives, you know, as a glasses wearer, it really kind of knocks out a lot of what would be a strong shadow going on there and things like that. So yes, I see it all the time, and with people doing bad videos and things and just bad angles that they're shooting at, or I think all the time, certainly when it's a company that's putting somebody up there and you think, you know, can you not invest in doing this better?
Right.
You know.
So Adrian, I have a question for you.
Yep.
The glare that you see in my glasses.
Yep.
These are monitors, and of course I have all the expensive equipment.
Yeah.
But how do you keep that from happening? I have bifocals, so you know, I really can't do, you know, weird tilts and whatnot. So I see you have glasses. How are you keeping that from happening?
Several things really. I can see the reflections in there. I can see it's very white as well. So, for instance, could you be in dark mode? What's the color of your background and things? Have you got a big white page open at the minute? And actually just dimming the brightness down of that monitor to a point. Sometimes, so I quite often have this on. It's kind of at about 50% brightness. I can see it and I'm used to it. But then someone will come on one of my, you know, and they'll ask me to critique the video, and I'm saying I could do it bright, and I go, hang on a minute, I've just realised my brightness is right down. So
that's two really good tips. Dark mode, number one, and lower the brightness in half. I mean, look, that's why I pay to be on this show.
Yeah, and I mean, I did, when I replaced my glasses, I did get this filter put in to stop the glare. So although you can see there is a fairly big white light up there, but it doesn't come through as strong through these. And again, this is one of the reasons why I, you know, trying to just get things out. It's all about angles, isn't it? If you can get those lights just out of the view so they're not directly being seen by the camera, you can't with a monitor. But if it's a light someone's got in front of them, then yeah, just pushing it to the side, like you're saying, Eric, with yours, just gets it out of your reflection in your glasses.
That's one of the things I like about Ecamm is they put out all of these this content about like how to make a good background. You know, is her name Lori? Who goes live? Yeah. She's phenomenal. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that Ecamm supports their community with. You know, how to create a backdrop without green screen and all that kind of stuff. It's really good.
Yep.
So that was one. What are some other things that you look at and go, they did that? You know, what are some other things that you see that make you cringe?
I think most of it is down to the quality of the equipment. You know, and you just think, oh, come on, can you not see this? I think people don't realize it's that classic, you don't know what you don't know. And I don't think people appreciate how good they can make this all look. You know, what you guys are doing here with backgrounds and things and just putting a proper show on. I hate to see people on a live going, hello, is anyone there? Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, and all this sort of stuff. is an instant turn off for me. Also, I mean, I could keep going. I don't want to get negative.
No, keep going.
I've listened to. I remember getting really excited about this interview for somebody on a live, and then they came on, and honestly, it looked like they'd kind of licked and smudged the little phone thing. There's a dog yapping in the background. There's a window behind them. I lasted about 10 seconds, and I went, I don't care how good the content is. I can't get through this to listen to it, you know? And I don't think people appreciate that. And maybe a big tip is to listen back to your own work and realize, you know? So, yeah, it's all easily kind of knocked out.
Keep going. What else you got? I mean, you do this for a living. This is probably, we're just getting started. What else you got?
I tell you, well, it's not as a fault or anything, but what I've seen time and again from people is having this fear of getting on camera or saying I'm no good or I don't look good and things like this. Again, genuinely, I mean, I do this. Tim, you'd have heard me saying this really when we were in the academy. You know, I talk about getting at your set, you know, what's kind of behind you and getting that sorted out. You guys have all thought about that. Then the actual equipment, and then I say, if you get those two things sorted, then your confidence is going to go through the roof, because you actually, it's like, as a photographer, I would take a photo, the amount of time someone would go, oh, I'm no good, you know, you won't get a decent photo out of me. I'm almost apologizing that I've got to take a photo of them. And I can just play with them a bit and catch them and get a good photo. And I used to love to see that transformation. They'd go, oh, it's all right, actually, isn't it? Yeah, I don't look that bad, actually, do I? And I think that's the difference with video. If you kind of settle for a poor webcam or phone view type thing, really, that's really not doing you any favors, then you aren't going to like it, and it will put you off getting onto these platforms. But if you show up and people go, wow, you're looking good. What are you know, what setup have you got there? All of a sudden, you're like, yep, I'm all right at this. And that's what I'm seeing my customers going out doing all the time now, and keep coming back saying, look, I was on this call and everyone was saying this to me and it made me feel great. So a huge tip there, you know, actually, it isn't just about getting this quality right and what your audience will be impressed by, but actually you on the other side of it as well are going to be going, I know, it's like putting on your best dress, guys. And you kind of go out and, you know,
if you look good, you feel good, right?
Totally. So a big tip there, really, for someone going, yeah, I'm not, my videos, I wouldn't want to show you my video, you know? I think get this stuff sorted, and it's, you know, what I'm talking about here with equipment really is literally from the camera, the tripod, the lights, the microphone, all that stuff is about $1,200. So it isn't silly, you know, for what you're getting in return for it. Yeah, we're not talking about thousands of dollars worth of cameras and things like that to get this look, or a team working here with me. It's a one-off investment and a setup, and then I literally come out here, flick the camera on, focus it, and I'm off.
You are a natural. What advice would you give to people that have the equipment that want to put on a show? I think that you said in an interview that your vibe attracts your tribe. What do you mean by that?
Love that.
Yeah, I think we sometimes try to be someone we're not, and maybe you look at somebody else and you go, that's what I should be like because they're really successful. And actually, there's a big enough audience out there that if you are a quiet introvert, be that quiet introvert, because there's enough people out there will be attracted to you that won't want the big loud extrovert. And yeah, I love that quote, really, just that, you know, don't be panicking and thinking, yeah, but who am I? And, you know, I'm not as good as them. Actually, what you're putting out, you will attract people that go, I really like this person, I can relate to them. And it might be, you know, it's simple that they spot. I have people saying to me about the dog that I've got and things like that, and they go, oh, I've got the same dog, and it's just silly little things, really. But yeah, you attract your own people, and you don't need to be worried about competition.
I love that. I'm crediting that quote to you. Your vibe attracts your tribe. I'm gonna put that on LinkedIn.
I don't know where I heard it. Yeah, and actually one of my friends, one of my customers, has it on a plaque sitting at the side of him. So I'm like, how did you get that?
I heard you came up with that when you were like 10.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Also, again, touching back on being a man of faith, one of the things that you had mentioned in that interview was the word integrity. Yeah. And you were talking about, which really hits home in these days when people are putting out content and then sharing it with people that aren't paying for it, and it made me think that the other day, there's a gentleman that's in our group named Joe Soto. Now, Joe Soto puts out courses on how to help authors take their books into courses,
Okay.
And it's $1,000 course, and he just sent it to me. And we were talking about an hour and a half long, and he sent it to me. I haven't gotten through it, but I'm thinking, when you hit home when you said, it's just not the right thing to do. Integrity is big to you. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think in every part of my life, really, I hold to that, really. And it is that it's doing the right thing when nobody's looking, isn't it? It's that sort of idea to me that it isn't just doing it because somebody's watching you, but it's making those right choices and doing the right things.
Right.
We've done it right the way through with our business. We've always, back in the days when you could copy licenses and things like this, and I used to go, yeah, but I'm asking God to bless my business, and then I'm kind of taking shortcuts my own way and not paying for things, or so it's really kind of been with us, and we've tried to drum it into our kids as well, really, just this idea of doing the right thing, putting other people first, being honest with everything that you're about, and I think people honor you and reward you for it, and it's I'm happy to kind of stand out there and maybe stand against the crowd a bit. I think you talk with people. We used to, as a photographer, I talked to other tradespeople and that, and they'd go, yeah, well, I do these jobs on the side type thing, and it's all cash in hand, and it's that sort of thing. And I'm going, no, that's not right. It's got to go through the business. It's it's just like I say, my kind of take on it is that doing the right thing and making right choices, whether anybody's watching or not.
Do you believe that your dogs get pissed off when you walk them, that you're not like paying attention to them, that you're more like paying attention to God?
My dog gets plenty of attention when I'm walking. Actually, I watch, and I think that's quite a random side note. You kind of watch people walking their dogs, and some of them are kind of yanking them, and you think they got no sort of relationship with the dog, and they're there on their phone. It's like, ugh. And I think I actually talk to her all the time when I'm just praising her and chatting along, and she knows me pretty well now. She's 9 years old, and I can just go, Bella, and she's kind of like, yeah, I know what's coming. Right. So she does all right. Don't worry.
Okay. You mentioned like a good setup is about $1,200, right?
Yeah.
Is that also ironically about what you spend per haircut? we had during the live show, we had 3 or 4 like, yeah, his hair looks amazing. I'm like,
I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting you. When I was like, I don't have the hair you have, but I literally took a screenshot of you and went to the barber and said, give me that. And he said, I'm a barber, not a miracle worker.
I did the same thing with a picture of Kojak.
Hey, there's a snap cam filter that will do that, Have you guys seen going off on a tangent, have you guys seen the snap cam filters that you can put on an eCam?
I used one at Christmas in our Megamind group. Yeah.
We were actually, we didn't get round to, I'm just looking at Owen, we didn't get round to this, but we got to the end of the last one, and I said to Owen, I want to make a snap cam filter. I want like my glasses on a filter and the grey hair that you could then apply. I thought that'd be really. It's only like about $20. You can get someone to make a filter for you on like Fiverr.com or somewhere. I thought that'd be really fun actually to have my own snap cam filter.
I know Wes would buy it right away.
He'd buy 2 or 3.
Well, it's the hair is a bonus, and then no reflection in his.
we had one of the guys in there. One of them's in there with his perfectly manicured beard, and he's got a whole blog and channel all about it. And then we'd got an Asian guy in there who's saying, it's not fair because I can't grow any hair. And he said, can I be in your group?
I mean,
and sure enough, we got to the day with the snap cam filters and he comes on and goes, I've got a beard.
I mean, not to man crush too much, but Adrian's got like the chin of a superhero too. I mean,
I know.
My gosh. My gosh. Hey, I one of the questions I wanted to ask that we didn't get into earlier that we can talk about now, and it's the last one I've got, is I mentioned earlier that COVID kind of pushed business ahead really fast, probably where we would be 7, 8, 10 years from now, probably, right? And there are a lot of professionals that are waiting for things to get back to normal.
Yeah.
And they're not going back that way, right? I think we'll slide back a little bit, but this sort of stuff doing live is here to stay. But what do you say to the people that I'm waiting for things to get back to? What do you say to that?
Well, and very interesting because I've been saying exactly the same thing at the start of this year. We've been talking about Kajabi and things, and a lot of people have come back and gone, this is perfect time. I've really hit this year and gone, this is my year. I'm going for it. And I think a lot of people were paused through last year going, let's just wait till this is gone. And now we've hit this year and gone, I can't wait any longer. We've got to go for this. I tell you what, let me give you some very interesting information here. We went down back end of last year and we went down to London, set up a company who had been doing they normally would be in hotel rooms, 50 people or so at an event, all around Europe, turning up, training, doing the sales pitch at the end of it. They've now had to go online, like everybody else. They got us to go in and fine tune, get them all set up and things like this. But they came back after they just had their first live event and they went, this was amazing. We would normally have about 50 people in a room if we went to Germany or Sweden or somewhere else. He said, we had 180 people in from all over the world. And he said, our conversion percentage is higher than we've ever done before. And he said, I don't understand it. He said, I always thought, not live being in the room would mean people wouldn't buy. But he said, whether it's because they're in the comfort of their own home or not feeling that pressure. But he said, we've never had such high take up on our offering that we do. And he said, and we can do it from here, So that they've really embraced it. And I think I would encourage people to have a go at it. And you might well be surprised at the results you get. I know even churches that suddenly are gone, okay, well, we used to have a few hundred people coming along on a Sunday. And we're now talking to 1,000 people and they're tuning in from all over the world. So I was going to say, don't fear it. I know you've got to do a decent job of it. I also know of a guy that was hosting a church live stream and he didn't realize he wasn't muted and he's in the background kind of swearing about trying to this stuff not going right, not realizing that it's coming through. So you've got to there's preparation that needs to go in. You've got to do a good job of it. The Ecamm Live Academy is a perfect place to come and learn all that. Get yourself set up with a decent camera and, go for it. You've got to accept that there will be some, it's not going to be perfect from the start, which is why.
What does Ecamm Live, what does it cost for the Academy?
$129.
That's it?
Yep.
Holy crap. Okay.
So you come and you get, so all the videos that we do, all the training that we deliver is yours for life, but then we get 2 weeks. So what we do is the first week of it is really going through, day one is unboxing it, it's playing with scenes, it's actually going live to yourself so that you can try this out and get used to what it sounds like and get used to the delay and things like this of a live. And then really we get through that first week right up to stream decks and multi-streaming to multiple channels, things like this on the Friday. And then the next week is what I call our sandbox, really. It's the week to play with it. And I'm saying, go, have a go at this, pull someone else from the group. We limit the group to 250 people because I don't want it to get, and we've always been filling it. We've got over 300 on a wait list at the minute, but I'm deliberately keeping it to that number because I don't want somebody to come in and go, it was too big, I got lost and nobody answered my question, nobody reviewed my video. So we keep it capped like that. But I'm saying to people, do an interview, find someone in here, have a go at it. You will do a live when the mic doesn't come on, or you will forget to hit end at the end of it and kind of go off and do something and it's still live and all of this stuff. But do it in this safe place that is in this academy, and then, you know, make those mistakes, do all that stuff, and then when you actually need to do it and it's important, hopefully you'll be going, right, not going to do that again. So
Love
yeah,
it. Incredible. Incredible stuff.
That's
Well,
good.
I'm done. I got no more
It's got
questions.
no more dirt. Do you want a new reveal here, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Then give the people what they want.
That's not what you're thinking. No, there's nothing. I'm not revealing any new updates on Ecamm, I'm afraid. But
Wes, fire him off, Wes. He's out of here.
Oh no.
I had somebody reach out to me the other day, and he said he was watching this guy's live, and he said he was like, it's like he was writing on the screen in front of him, and he said everyone was going, "How are you doing that? What are you doing there?" And he said it was incredible, and he said to me, "If you can find out how to do that," he said, "I think you'll have an amazing video. There's loads of people asking how to do it." So we went off, and pleased to report,
Come on.
that we can do all this stuff now, writing up on the screen here in front of you. Sadly, the thing it doesn't do is make my writing any neater. But
Can't do that on StreamYard.
You can't do that on StreamYard. So, you know, in the past, we've done it where we've gone, okay, we can put the screen behind you and you can come, you know, transparent over the front of it and do things like that. But actually now, you know, we can write in front of ourselves on the front of the screen here, and, you know,
that's
a great way to do presentations. And if you want to do, if you're normally used to using a whiteboard and working like this, yeah, this is next level, really.
That's why we had Adrian on. That is cool right there.
So let me ask a follow-up question about that. Of course, you're writing on an iPad, right?
Yep.
And is it an overlay that you're writing on?
So I'm working on my iPad on here. So yeah, how are we doing this? Green screen is, you know, fantastic inside Ecamm. I think it's the best out there for the technology they're using, how they've done this. So what I'm doing is my iPad is coming in as another camera, in effect. It's coming in over a HDMI feed. And as you just saw there, if I turn this off, that's what I've got in front of me. That's what I'm working on. Is my green screen, but then Ecamm can say, right, we want to make that green screen transparent. And so all it's going to bring through is the text that we put over the front of it.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Crazy stuff. Those guys are literally half hour away from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm desperate to come out and meet them. We got together in San Diego. I was on their stand with them, social media marketing world. Love them. Got on so well with them. And yeah, it'd be great to come out and meet them. So maybe we're tight together. I'll come and stay with you, and then I can just surprise them.
Sounds great. There you go. Anytime. Hey, you're always welcome.
I tell you what, funny. I know we're joking about that, but I was on with someone the other day, and he said to me, I was talking about coming to the States, and you know the time difference is such a pain for us, really. For you know, it's getting into our evening when you guys are just getting up, and certainly Pacific. Yeah. And I was saying, you know, we want to come and do more and more in the States, really, and have trips. And he went, well, you can come and stay. And he went, isn't it crazy? He said, I don't even really know you, but I'm actually very happy for you to come and stay at my home. And we get this all the time, that people go, oh, come and stay with us if you come into Florida, or and just to go, not that it was anything about me, but he's just saying, how mad is that we can have that kind of relationship virtually? We've never met. We're the other side of the world, but you can build that sort of relationship with an audience that they would open their home up to you.
Well, we'll let any Def Leppard fan stay at our home. That's our rule. we cut it off there.
Yeah. If you're into Britney Spears like Wes, you're out. That's just wouldn't be a thing. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I'm questioned out. Adrian, you were awesome today. Thank you so much. This was great information. And
well, that wasn't painful. You led me to believe this was going to be yeah, I thought you were finding out all about.
You got so excited. This whole thing was like kind of crazy. Like it was cool. It was really, you leaned back and you had
my little happy dance. Oh yeah, that's.
And I can't believe you saw Preza on there. That was good. That was good that you saw that. So you knew that was coming. But
it's the only word I saw. It didn't connect it at all. Really, I didn't know what it was going to be. But yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being on, and
that's great to come on.
Yeah, this was fun, and Tim's a big Ecamm guy. I feel like I need to start like a Facebook group, like Dogging StreamYard now or something, and put your face on it. But I won't do that. I won't. No.
No, I'm very happy. StreamYard's a great platform. It's just for a different audience, really, and I think that I totally get that. The limitations are that this is web-based, so there's only so much that you can do with it being web-based. Ecamm is, an app that's here, can do way more with it. Yeah, so no, I as I mentioned before, I recommend StreamYard to anybody that's on a PC, but Ecamm is in a league of its own when it comes, if you've got a Mac, definitely recommend Ecamm.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Adrian, I can't thank you enough. I really, not like I said, I owe you for helping this year be better for me, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit better on a personal level.
Thank you.
Thank you
that's
so
great.
much.
We've had so many people actually that we've said, we suddenly got to I looked at the end of this year and went, if it hadn't have been for COVID, I wouldn't have met all these people, and genuinely, really feel thankful for friendships and connections that we've made.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Great to be on here, guys. Thank you so much. All the best with the show.
Yeah,
you don't want to go to Oklahoma. It's number 46.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, Peterborough got voted as the worst place in the country to live by one of the newspapers. So
there you go, Tim. So you're dogging me. You're dogging my new best friend, Adrian, too.
Adrian and you will, you guys can be pen pals now. That's great.
Yeah. Adrian, before we wrap it up, number one, next Thursday we're going to have Evan Carmichael on, which would be huge. He's got 23 million followers, I think. There he is. 23 million followers, I think, on YouTube, which my daughter, who's 8, said that's not a big deal because 100 million is a big deal. But Adrian, how can people get a hold of you one more time?
Well, I got my 100,000, just putting it
out.
Whoa,
look at that.
I'm not at that level, but there's the link there. AdrianSalisbury.com is my website. And right at the bottom of the page is all the links to Facebook, Twitter. I haven't used Twitter for years. All of the social media platforms anyway. You can come and find me over there. And LinkedIn, I will accept your friend request or whatever you call it over there. And
I've already tagged you in a quote, so I did. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and I absolutely. I mean, if there's one takeaway for me from today, I'm not a big techie guy. I just show up for this thing, but these guys know all that stuff. But I love that because that's life, right?
Yep.
And what you get, you give, and the vibe you're putting out is what comes back. And I just think it's so basic, but it's so freaking powerful. And I need a haircut today. So,
I got to work on this too.
I know.
Come on, guys.
He's like the Clark Kent of Peterborough or wherever he was. It's amazing. All right. This man crush is over. Wes, you got any final words of wisdom today?
Nope, just thank you very much for being on, Adrian. We had a great time.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Thanks a lot. See you guys.